In recent years, we've seen yet again a new upsurge in violent conflicts. I think many we know could have been prevented. It's not as if we didn't know, as if we couldn't act, but there was a choice to not act, or there was a partial or a fairly segmented way of trying to engage.
So the question before us is not either or, internal actors or external actors in such context, but rather what's the right partnership between them in order to get conflict prevention right. That internal actors need to be in the lead, that we all acknowledge, but external actors need to enable, support, or at least do no harm in such contexts.
I think today's event actually speaks to the heart of what many in this particular table are trying to address, which is how we link the global thinking to the local practice through partnerships.
I mean, the World Bank is convinced that no development actors can succeed in fragile states without partnering with the other key actors that bring comparative advantage.
The solutions to conflict, we know, need to come from within a society in order to be sustainable.
We understand that prevention is inherently political. Conflicts are not prevented through projects and programs alone. All measures for prevention and peacebuilding need to support a political process towards peace. And where those political processes do not exist, they need to be initiated.
By letting the locals decide the what, the where, the when of the process, and supporting them in how and with what.
And that it's a game changer when you create responsibility, you truly empower, but you also allow local forces and actors to lead on the investment, lead on the choices, the same as we would in any municipality in the Netherlands, frankly speaking.
How can we learn from this experience and contribute to prevent violent conflict? One, understanding the local context, needs and the priorities. Through participatory action research, which proved to be effective to engage different actors to minimize suspicion and stereotype. Second, to be open and openness to learn and flexibility to adjust strategies and approaches.
Ultimately, for us, it is not a question of whether local actors play a more important role or not. From our experiences in the Gambia, it comes down to two key aspects: local perceptions of ownership, of leadership, and of responsibility, and the timing or timeliness of international intervention or partnership in whatever shape that comes in.
So the best way that we can support those long overhauling processes is to invest in people and build capacities.
The essence of investing in the long term is about investing in people. And our experience of working in over 20 different contexts around the world, conflict contexts, is that local people, even if they have short-term needs, they always cast those short-term needs in a long-term perspective. Naturally, they do. It's their lives, it's all integrated. They don't separate humanitarian from development, from political. It's all political, as we heard as well. So when you invest in local people and you work through their lens, through their eyes, it naturally becomes an integration of the short term and the long term.
And so at the heart of what we do is how we link the short term to the long term by building national infrastructures of peace. This means investing in the multiple stakeholders that have a stake in the peace process. And it means literally programming and addressing resources to address the drivers of conflict.